Welcome back to the new professional StarCraft 2. I'm always excited to introduce, in my opinion, the most entertaining player in the world. It's the final boss in the top right in the red. It's Dark. And joining him is eternal nemesis. The darkness must be followed by the light. The Protoss player. Not the one that we deserve, but the one we need right now. It's the smiling assassin. It's herO, and yet again a best of 5 Protoss versus Zerg grand finals. 2 weeks ago, Dark took it 3-2. Last week, herO 3-2, and this week we're back again for the tiebreaker. Well, actually, I don't know. They've played each other dozens, hundreds of times, but I can't count that high. I rely on other people to count for me. Speaking of which, Jimmy, what are we? 1,152 likes on this video, and I'll cast another series, and I'll probably do it anyways, but thank you for tuning in. Hopefully you've had a good day so far. Hopefully it's about to get a little bit better for this best of 5 from the Korean StarCraft 2 League, put on with your support. And I'm going to take a little bit of time, and if you haven't yet, check the description. The link's in the description, right? Yes. As currently they could use a little more support to make sure we get these weekly tournaments, because they do want to make sure the prize pool is enough to bring in these top tier players. So if you do have the means and motivation, and you do enjoy seeing herO DT rushing Dark in game number 1, the Dark Templar, if you would, who knows him better, make sure to check it out. Maybe get some access, suggest some things for the games, but the Korean StarCraft 2 League. Not the Korean StarCraft League, not to be confused with the organization from Brood War, but StarCraft 2 specifically, put on by Dave Testa and Chicken Man. So thank you for watching, and the support for this tournament in the past, and hopefully the future. DT Rush. Warp Prism. Rotorin. Not from the same side, just kind of commentating the production tab right now, but this is an old build, but it certainly checks out. We'll see if Dark is able to figure it out. So far, just the safety spores. Nothing that indicates he knows it's a DT rush, but also, well, he hasn't seen the gases at the natural. He hasn't seen anything in the main. Dark has really no overlords out here to speak of. In fact, he doesn't have any overlords anywhere nearby. His overlords are all on his side of the map. Not a single one came across, which is a remarkable amount of hubris, even, for someone like Dark. And now 3 Templar warping it. Oh my, did he spot the overlord placement? Okay, Dark. Does he see it? I don't believe so. He's moving his queens to the natural. Oh, there. He sees the shimmer. He knows. The spore crawl are gonna move, but the queen was already assassinated. And herO's smiling all throughout. Going for the natural, but the spore crawler can just be targeted down. There's nothing really... He actually pulls back. Being able to reposition the spore. He's rushing DT Blink. He didn't want to risk any of those DTs going down, because herO is going to do a DT Blink rush. There were no changes. We are on the new patch, which I think we've gone over and rehashed and hashed and hash browns. No, I'm just hungry now. Many times before. Just to be clear, though, no buff, nerf, anything to DT Blink. Nor roaches or detection in general for Zerg. So, this is just herO deciding I'm doing a DT Blink build, which, well, I don't think Dark's going to be expecting it. He's maneuvering back and forth with the roaches. He knows that an Overseer is going to be out momentarily. herO trying to skirt away from the edges of the detection. I imagine he wants his first blink, ideally to be off a creep. And, oh, because he doesn't, it's so many DTs. And, oh, he blinks away. It's so, one, very odd. But 2, I was hoping we'd see him just blink and start slicing, but not quite there. He wants just mass Dark Templar. Certainly. Well, 1, once again, the most appropriate possible build, and 2, Unfortunately, it seems like the most obvious counter so far is indeed the most effective one, which is just building a bunch of roaches and having an overseer. Is he going to effectively defeat? He researched DT Blink, and so far he's only used it to run away. Well, teleport away. And now just Vanilla Blink, aka Blink. Well, technically the DT Blink is called Shadow Stride, but yeah, well, this is what I mean by admitting defeat. He's gonna make Archons still a great unit, of course. Especially against Biological, which is everything Zerg, but here comes Dark with the go heck and kill him strat. Shield battery overcharge on the back, but the roaches are just busted through it. An Immortal, trying to get things done. Not even re-shielded in time. A whole bunch of roaches. Seem to be a pretty reliable counter to most things in front of them. Trying to get through the Immortal. Juggles it back just in time. Some of the probes are pulled. Dark is doing this off of only 48 drones. He needs to get some damage done. I'm pointing it out because 14 probes are taken down, but herO still has a probe lead. And that's how committed Dark is and how important it is for herO to hold. Juggles back, looking for more. And the roach count started to thin out a bit, but there's not that much in the way of defenses. If he ends up losing the Immortal is stuck behind the Overseer there. There's just not enough damage coming out. More Immortals coming in. Still trying to bust through the roaches. Stalker Blink is done. Archon goes down. No more shield batteries to hold alive. The Immortals are on both sides of the story here. Juggles another one to the back. Warp Prism, the only lifeline here. The two Immortals. He keeps warping in Zealots. He needs to keep those Immortals alive. They need to live up to their name. Still, the damage, he's pushed back behind the mineral line into the red. The Immortals have so many kills. I don't know how many. I really want to click on them. 9 kills. I really thought it would be more than that. 15, but they've done a lot of damage. Just trust me, bro. These Immortals, the only thing between herO and utter desolation. But now Charge is done. He's essentially gone through and downgraded his Twilight upgrades to the most basic units. But Dark, all he's done is even the odds. Even though Dark got all this damage, herO held, and he still has a comfortable probe count. He doesn't know how comfortable it is. It's very hard to gauge how much exactly Dark built behind. But it's clear now that he is indeed building behind. It's gonna be a Spire. The most obvious choice. Mass Sentry here. The tickle beams will slightly discourage the Overseers from going any further. If herO waits too long, I think he's scared of another wave. But if he waits too long, of course, the only anti-air are the tickle beams. I mean, the sentries now. So, yeah, Dark just gets a full scout of the entire base. In fact, he's chasing the Prism. This could be a very abrupt ending if those mutas actually come out. Dark has enough for 10 mutas simultaneously, but here comes herO across the map. The ground army right now for Dark consists of only 18 roaches. That's an appetizer for this many Immortals. There's some DTs in the mix. He's gonna warp in more. This is gonna get real weird real fast. DT blinks by the majority of the army. It may see some of the mutas pop out. They're not quite here yet. They just take so long to complete. Can juggle back. The force fields end up, I think, hurting herO more than they hurt Dark. Going straight for the Prism. And once again, the force fields are questionable. He doesn't want the Immortals to go down, but he kind of funneled his own Zealots into the fray there. So 10, 11 drones down so far to the DT. And, well, herO's gonna lose his Immortals, though. And Dark, the muta's out just in time. Oh, wait, I want to point out, he canceled Blink and went for Charge earlier, which seems like the right call at the time. But he just wasn't able to get enough done. The mutas pop out, and Dark takes it home. Game 1 goes to the final boss. All right, herO gonna have to... Well, I love the creativity. Feels like he kind of got cold feet there. The DTs with Blink and not going forward, but instead going... But they're not a great defensive tool. You're not blinking your DTs back defensively, all right? If they wanted to be a defensive blinking unit, they should have just put on a Stalker suit and been that unit instead. So, I love the idea, but unfortunately, the execution left a lot to be desired. And that means Dark is off to a game 1 lead. Just kind of it was back and forth and back, and then it ends. Like, felt like we had at least another round or two left in it. But herO was fully committed with Immortal Sentry, and Dark demonstrates why you rarely fully commit to Immortal Sentry. Kind of in for the education. Probe. Meandering around, looking to block the base. Dark just took the third. One of the two viable naturals. You have your own, and then, or your you have your third or their natural, is what I was getting to when the probe is blocking. And Dark, you never know. But, just gonna play it safe there. I really wish herO had gotten up in his grill with those Dark Templar. Just try to blink on the roaches. Start slicing them up. You gotta get some hits off. Go full Zeratul. Alright, just assume you have plot armor. Start teleporting into places and driving the entire story along. I mean, essentially the entire StarCraft 2 campaign is Zeratul grabbing a main character by the arm and saying, "Just trust me, bro." Like, several times over. I'm pretty sure Brood War was the same thing, except it backfired very hard. So, thus some reluctance. Stargate. Back to basics. Alright. You're on Oceanborn. Just for pure caster enjoyment reasons. My favorite new map, because of course of the physics that both these players very likely do not even see, because most pro players have physics and even some of the animations outright turned off because they get in the way. Of course, the getting in the way is the most exciting part for watching. Yeah, some players even turn the reduced violence option, which removes blood from the game. No, this is an AoE 4, alright, where, much like in medieval history, there was no blood. But it just makes it easier to tell what's going on without the blood of your Marines or Zerglings or whatever. Actually, I'm not sure if it does anything against Protoss, because the Protoss kind of just evaporate into a cooling mist of sadness or something. So, never tested that. Probably won't either. So, Adept. Oracle comes out, trades places. Zergling's not gonna be able to chase it down. Maybe that massive sea monster. I'm pretty sure that's like the map maker put that in the air so it has a shadow from the light source. But I think it's one of the mini bosses from the campaign actually floating around there. Not 100% though. I might be entirely wrong. Looks amazing, but it distracts me every time I play this map. It's actually quite concerning. Having that little sea monster. Sometimes I think like there's an overlord, or what if it was a Zerg? It looks like a Zerg. Stop getting distracted. All right, we've got important things to commentate. Like 2 oracles coming in. Queens are gonna drive them back. We've never seen this before. Oh wait, I just had a revelation. We have. This is very super standard right now. herO will take his third. The oracles are gonna play tag here with whatever they can, one way or another, between the revelations and the pulsar beams. Maybe throw a few stasis rewards in, you know. But it's going to be Twilight and Forge behind. Dark does not have a roach horn, and he does not have an Evo chamber. Which, now this is interesting. Is it going to be a Hydra timing? Now that is one thing. So Hydras were not buffed outright, but the Hydra Den upgrades. Range is cheaper and takes a little less time. Ooh. Don't do that. All right, don't do that. But it does look like Dark has anticipated hero's gateway follow-up. In Hydras, if you can get to them, Dark doesn't have a huge economy, but if you can get to them, are a great choice against especially Stalker timings. They are still, as time goes on, better served as lurker eggs. There we go, getting that quicker range upgrade here. And this is a straight up stock Hydra time. Alright, this is not, he's had 50 drones. Again, this is another layer tech timing, but this one just a little higher tech. Just I imagine the queens are going to be coming as well. At least a couple of them. But with Hydras, you do have the built-in anti-air. Hero is building 7 more gates right now. He's got Blink, he's got +1 on the way. Stalkers with Blink in a good defensive position, but here come the Zerglings. Blink is not done. The Oracle should be able to protect them. I think he's just going to go for, well, second Oracle wards it away, but here come the Hydras. So it was actually a buff, especially against Protoss. The Hydra range being quicker and cheaper. Not by a lot again, but anything helps. Blink and +1, and that is the difference, I think. Those extra few seconds and money between Blink and +1 being done, and right now Hero fighting a severe delaying action. He doesn't have anything in the wall. Not that Zerglings are coming through this moment. There's not too many of them. Dark actually a little supply block. Got 6 OVs on the way. A bit of a concerning timing. Blink and +1 just now done. Hero bought the time he needed for now. Is that a warp prism? Indeed. He finished up a prism here. Shield battery overcharge, used at kind of an awkward timing. Stasis ward's running out. But I think there's enough stalkers here. Dark is only on 50 drones behind this. Hero has 61 probes. And he's got 9 gates. So we might be able to turn the tables on Dark. He's going to lead with the oracles in order to make sure he's not running into his death or blinking into it. But yeah, poking, looking. If Dark doesn't have a 4th, do you even need to really commit to an attack? There is no 4th base. Very important info here. So I think Hero going to try to take good trades here instead of trying to outright go for a winning counter-strike here. Much like Valve, that would be a failure. Counter-Strike 2 is a bit of a disaster. That was the... I was taking a jab there. Okay. Now, anyways, Blink. And Hero really should have known better than this. He had all the info to make the right decisions and then said, I reject your reality and substitute my own. But instead of hallucinating, maybe he should have considered blinking a few times and going back home. Because that was certainly... That was exactly what was going to happen if he blinked his units into a concave of Hydras against Dark on 3 bases. Dark is clearly building a lot of units. That was just a utter mistake out of Hero. It was clearly not the time to be aggressive with Blink Stalkers. Yet here we are. Hero has 70 probes, but now it's 40 Hydras against just 24 Stalkers. Shield battery overcharge though, +1. There are no upgrades for Dark. Either for his Lings or for his Hydras, besides, of course, the basic ones. Yeah, I don't even think he has an Evo Chamber. Still at 50 droughts. Alright, Dark is committed. There are disruptors on the way. If there was ever a time for Colossus. But who am I to question? Well, Hero's made some questionable plays this game, and now he got his Robo depowered, so it might not matter either way. Gonna keep blinking back. The vanguard of Stalkers. Still struggling. More Stalkers tumbling up into the waters. And the Hydra stasis wards are delaying what seems to be inevitable here. And Dark is closing in. One disruptor wanders out. He's got a changeling block. Oh my god, the Stalkers, the hold position changeling. He's losing the 3rd. He has to blink over. I don't think he's even realized. Dark is successfully blocking Hero's door. Better than Hero usually does. Fires a Ruptor hit. Gets 2 Hydras. More Hydras are tumbling in. 22 probes went down to the 3rd, but the 3rd did survive. More Stalkers are blinking forward. Somehow Dark actually got strung out so much here, he ends up not being able to kill the 3rd base or a decisive amount of the Stalkers. Hero's economic advantage has evaporated here. Being cushioned by the Hydras kills, now the Colossi are on the way as herO snaps back to reality. But if there was ever a time for Colossi, Hydras and Zerglings, oh my, that's it. Dark has decided it's his macro turn. He's now gonna get the creep, the drones, the Evo chambers. Thing is now, herO actually has the army supply. Maybe at 20 Hydras against 16 Stalkers, especially on creep with queens to back him up, +1 doesn't more than... Alright, very brave Hydralisk. Very dead Hydralisk. There it goes. Colossus. Completed. Disruptor standing by, Robo Bay rebuilt, as herO realizes that indeed the robotics units are going to be the play. But both sides biting off a little more than they can chew. A lot more, actually. Dark, their Hydras are not great as like a raiding unit. Okay, as a unit they... Okay, wait, is that so? Oh, alright. My life for ire. That's what the last guy said. And then he tumbled to the ground and looked like a Zerg. Well, the Immortal's actually stuck behind. herO's done this many times. herO, the select all army addict. But once he finally gets something in the wall, sometimes he'll have multiple units stuck behind it. It's honestly a bit embarrassing. But if it works, okay, he's the #1 Protoss in the world. So if it works, it's clearly the right move. Lurker Den is on the way. Then again, Dark does a lot of stuff that, like, what are you doing, Dark? And then he wins. It's like, well, it looks like winning was the answer. Have you tried not losing? You know? Thanks for the tip. All right. I should be subscribing to your channel, not the other way around. I definitely subscribe to Dark's YouTube. Oh no, a scouting Colossus goes down. It doesn't even have to be StarCraft. Just whatever. Just like philosophy. Poorly translated. You know what? Dark should do a drunk history channel. I got it. All right, there it is. Moving on, unlike that Colossus that took the wrong path, herO once again driven back by the concave. One Colossus isn't gonna cut it. That's just not enough damage to make up for the positioning. Lurker Den is not gonna make things much easier. Already 1-1 melee and +1 ranged attack for the final boss. And herO getting his 4th base online in this topsy-turvy experience. But here come the Lurkers. And herO is a long way off any sort of Sky Toss army. He's going to be fighting it on the ground. Did he rebuild a second Robo? No, just 1 Robo. So not able to pump out that many Immortals. Really anything out of the Robos very quickly. It also, of course, includes Observers for detection. That's the hardest part about the Robo, is kind of figuring out what you want to be building now. And every moment you spend building Observers, which don't take long, but sometimes you need a lot of them. Every moment you spend building Observers makes life more difficult. Alright. Now we're going back. The armies are so dangerous to each other that, at this point, it's quite difficult to actually pick a fight without committing almost everything. Charge is not quite done. He's gonna find one group of the Lurkers. Here comes Dark. Look at that mini-map. He's coming. He's got 3 different angles. The Lurker's at the back line. He's got an Observer here, but the Lurker damage is potentially far too much. This is not Hive Tech Lurker, by the way. These are stock Lurkers. So they don't have the extra range or the burrow speed, but I mean, they're still pretty damn good at what they do. Not good enough, though. The cannons to help zone out, providing some forward detection. How did that burn underwater? It's very hot. Okay. It's superheated steam. It boils away, creating an air pocket at which everything implodes. And it raises... What are you saying? Science. Disruptor shot comes out, softens up the Lurkers. There should be enough detection, and the lack of range here is the defining characteristic. Extended thermal lance does outrange the Lurkers, and indeed demonstrated there, but Dark coming in. He's got 2-2. The attack upgrades across the board. Meanwhile, the Colossi are just kind of standing out there, left out to dry. But they dry out a lot of the Hydras as well. Meanwhile, the Lurkers in behind the mineral line yet again. God, he's so good at this. The Lurkers are closing in, trying to get on top of those Colossi, but hero's holding the line. Doing a great job of defending the multi-pronged attack because Dark, he didn't have this full Hive Tech army. He's actually been feigning strength for quite a while. Disruptor shot, clips a Zergling. They'll expect one of us in the wreckage, brother. Oh no, but these two Lurkers! Oh, that detection! He just doesn't have it. And suddenly, herO, with just one set of Lurkers left by the wayside, Dark is now just undoing all the work herO did. All it takes is that moment. We are looking the wrong way. And all that momentum can shift. But Dark only has 60 drones. The fleet beacon is being targeted, but a mothership is on the way in time. The Hydras are still getting chased around the main. More Hydras getting caught in the middle of just the middle of the map. And, these two. The Stalkers again out to dry, but Dark taps it out. Because all he has are Hydras and Lynx against Colossus, against Archons, against Disruptors, and I guess we'll count the Stalkers as something as well. But wow. What a mess that was. But an entertaining one. Alright, herO brings one back in that roller coaster match. We're all tied up, down to a best of 3 now to decide the Korean StarCraft 2 League Finals. We're going into hard lead. I thought that'd be a nice little twist conclusion because I didn't really have a follow-up past that. So, please clap. But after all the fire and fury of that last match, we settled down into the early game of Game 3. Now, while both players made mistakes, herO holding on by the skin of his non-existent Protoss teeth against Dark's relentless aggression, getting baited into some of it himself. I do feel Dark has that effect on people. But Dark with 2 sets of timing attacks, and the second one, and you know, he did timing attack after timing. You can't just say timing attack, but it was a timing attack. I would say, I was about to do the sarcastic bit again, but a timing attack is when you try to use a certain peak level of strength, ideally over your opponent. In like when the Hydra upgrades are finishing, before they get Blink. Or as you get your Lurkers done, before they get kind of the just the unit composition to deal with them. So that was, it is not necessarily all in, but it's marked by usually pausing your economy or your tech progression and essentially skipping or intentionally delaying some things like upgrades or drones or expansions in order to make sure that attack is as strong as possible. And that is what Dark did essentially 3 different times in that game, both with the initial Hydra attack, then with the follow-up, and then with the Lurkers. But herO was kind of instead on a linear path upwards. He continued to rebuild. He never really cut his probes. He kept building up his tech, and Dark kept shaving it down to size. But not so much that he ended up being able to take the game. Eventually, herO just got too strong of an army for what Dark had to be. See if he can do it again. It's going to be Stargate. Dark already working on these rocks. Going to open up a more direct path. He's all about those direct paths to his opponent. Zergling speed. We'll see if anything else untoward here. It was pretty crazy to see a Hydra timing. Honestly, I feel like Dark could have done a little better with it. Especially after herO got a little antsy and blinked the Stalkers in. But Hydras are a critical mass sort of unit. They don't do well in those small groups where they can be isolated and killed. They're relatively fragile. So he just wasn't able to get it quite enough done. That changeling at the natural, though, was, dark. Alright, gets to the pervert pillar there. Which is also where they seem to keep their rockets. Or, I don't know, there's some, like, missile thing. There's some pretty crazy little features. I really like this map as well, just the look. Because there's some, like, holographic units warping in all over it. Like, there's this Thor uncloaking, or, like, they're building it. I don't know, there's a lot of... I like the subtle details. It's not over the top, but it's like we're in some holographic camouflage tech facility or something. There's clearly the implication it's some sort of military base. But of course, it's a very... surrounded by lava, as they usually are. Are we the baddies? Building another Thor back there. If only you could use those. That'd be an entry. That's a co-op map, right? But as for layout, it's relatively generic. We've seen some half map. Is that a what? Okay, I'm sorry. I was too excited by the Thors here. Ooh, that micro. 5 drones. Fleet, is he mothership rushing? Or is this just carriers? I say just carriers, like, that's a crazy idea. Tectonic destabilizers. What an earth-shattering build that herO has here. Tectonic destabilizers do plus 40 damage to buildings on those Tempests. Now, queens might be as thick as buildings. We heard that! But they are not counted as buildings, though they move more slowly than some of them. So, there could be an issue here that Dark is about to punch him in the face, and he's gonna die. Because Tempests are pretty good against queens, if you, like, but it's gonna take a bit. He can't transfuse. Yeah, mildly inconveniencing. Did you guys see that? Something shoot, it's pretty far away. Unfortunately, it seems like that pylon will go down. There go the rest of the defenses. Nope, okay, so looks like Dark went with the tried and true go fucking kill him strategy. Yeah, well, these only built, yeah, those aren't battle cruisers. I don't know where Dark's going. I don't know why he's not just killing probes here. He kills the cyber core. It's kind of just... Okay, well, here come the Zerglings. Yeah, the pylons. I don't even know what he's trying to do with that. Oh yeah, it's bad. It's real bad. Oh, he's super dead. Yeah. The Oracle's still going. Only one queen left. Almost killed the Oracles. Well... Okay, you know what? Feels like Dark kind of, fumbled at the finish line there. He decided to spend a bunch of time taking down the buildings at the front instead of killing all the probes. So, wait a second. I take it back. I take it all back. He's not super dead. That's 4 Tempests. I'm not sure what you need to kill 4 Tempests. Well, there's no energy here. There's no going back. So, yeah, trying to rebuild. Here are the Zerglings. Well, he's got tectonic destabilizers, which means he can kill the hatchery pretty fast. Unfortunately, Dark is killing his entire base, so there's that. If only they could kill more than one Zergling every 3 seconds, those Tempests would be very scary. But now they have to... Yeah. Well... Well, Dark's only at 32 drones. He's gonna... This is such a... What is going on? This is a mess. Wait, okay, wait. I guess he thinks... So Dark leaves the game. I'm just making sure I got that right. So the Tempest rush. Huh. All right. So he just taps it. Now, okay, he only has 32 drones, so it's not great. And there's still a lot of Tempests. I guess they could kite the queens back. So the Tempest got an acceleration. They are not actually faster, but they accelerate fast, so they can micro somewhat better. They are just small. Okay. Well. All right. Yeah, that herO wins. Yeah. Two to one herO. Dark. Successfully destabilized, mentally and physically. Moving on. Feels like Dark definitely got fumbled a bit at the finish line there when it came to closing out the game. But the Tempest Rush, you know what? Too cool not to give some respect to. And Dark, indeed, does. All right. Site Delta. Here we go. They're not even gonna bother. They're trying for that natural. Already heading out towards the third. He ain't dealing with it. What a game. I don't know. Yeah, well, I don't think that's exactly I don't think Tempest Rush is it. All the stars and gates aligned. And everything went perfectly. And even then, I'm not convinced Dark was out of it yet. But it is going to be an annoying process of getting poked and prodded. Tempest do one-shot drones and probes. Not SCVs, but... so, if they get anywhere close, and the destabilizers means he maybe would have run out of buildings. Okay, I could see it. I could see herO winning that one. There just wasn't that much anti-air left. But it's a bit of a side-eye situation, though, I will say. Spawning pool. All finished out. Now we see. Is it going to be Stargate again, herO? He's won 2 in a row, technically, with Stargate. There's probably an asterisk or 2 attached to that in how the Stargate... Well, yeah. Looks like we're not hiding anything here. Just slaps the Stargate down as part of the wall. Why not? So definitely Stargate. Overlord reports in. Indeed it is. I'm feeling, you know what? I'm feeling a Void Ray. If you're gonna be this bold, let's do Void Ray, right? Put yourself out there. Is it better than the Oracle in really many ways? No, I don't think so. But it is. Actually, the Oracle is pretty cool. Void Ray is very cool, though. In the coolness factor, I think the Void Ray, pound for pound, like cost for cost, 150, 150 for 250, 150. I think the Void Ray still edges out the Oracle in coolness factor. The Oracle does seem a bit pretentious as well, right? Like, but I mean, all Protoss units are pretty cool. Even I'm a big fan of the Observer. All right, the Observer does not just gets a bad rep. It's a cool unit. If you look at it, it's got its little whirly arms, right, a little satellite thing. Literally can't do anything but sit there and stare at you. Right, a lot of Protoss is very creepy, though. Stalkers, observers, they're all about that. Where were we? Oh, yes, the Oracle killing 2 to 4 drones phase. Yes. Here comes the Oracle in towards the main, looking for some drones. Dark doesn't quite have the Queen in position, gets 2 drones, but the Oracle is driven away. Who could have predicted this? Okay, that, come back. I bet you think you're cool being able to fly. I used to, let me tell you, back in my day, I used to be able to fly. I'm not sure, I don't remember if I had an anti-air attack. It's been a long time, actually. It's over 13 years. And Brenda, get down from that ledge. Your footing isn't as good as it used to be. Sorry, I blacked out for a second. Oracle, 2 more kills. First Oracle still hanging out at the back. What do we got here? Observer. On the way. We now got plus. Okay, so is this a? There's a roach one. That's going to be very important here in a moment. Those overlords are buddies. All right. They don't usually spawn in pairs, but occasionally. So this is just a straight up. Is this a Colossus timing? What is the Robo Bay for? Because he's getting +1. There's no Twilight. He's left kind of some space. Is he gonna build something there? Is that planned out, or where are we going with this? This is, interesting. Disruptor? herO bringing out fancy new builds. In fact, this whole series has been some kind of crazy... the only game that really made... was an older build was the Oceanborn game, where that was dark doing some crazy, relatively new timing. Unfortunately, the Oracle gets gunned down. There's the Twilight. He's gonna go for +2. He only has 57 probes. He's not adding any more. Colossus? These Oracles are, well, they're not anymore, either way. But it's not Hydras. Oh my god. I told you. Sir, please. My papers are right here. My papers? Here. Sir, you don't have any arms. How are you showing me papers? I don't trust you. Sir, no, I'm sorry, I can't. Why are you facing this way? The Zerg are out there. That's exactly what a Zerg would say, sir. Glory to Ayerstotska. Double hallucinated Phoenix. Will's got... He's got a Hydra dead. He's getting Hydra range. herO phases his prism, so his select all army hotkey won't fly it over queens when he's trying to micro. Sir, please. Please, I can't be cooped up like this. Nope. I apologize, but I have orders. That guy just teleported right, or phased right through. Oh, there we go. Come along, move along, sir. Thank you. Templar Archives. We've got a couple. He's just built, like, it's so weird. This is another build that's kind of just an older one. Just rushing extended thermal lens Colossi with upgrades. And it feels like Dark kind of playing into his hands, but he's going to get Vipers immediately. Hello, fellow Protoss. My life for ire, am I right? I was just on ire. Wait a second. But so far, really... they found him. Yep, there's the Vipers. Immediately recognizing the need for them. It's gonna be Roach, Hydra, Viper. Wow. So old school game. We've kind of like... This is early legacy of the Void sort of unit compositions here. Orcodon is on the way, but those Vipers may very well... I mean, there's gonna be feedback. herO should have Storm by the time the Vipers are involved. They're gathering their energy now. The force fields will hold the door for now. The Colossi will keep it. Where are they? Where are the Vipers? I swear. Oh, he's got him at the third. Alright. Storm completed. Seismic spines has begun. The lurker range upgrade. Alright. More lurkers on the way. We got a fleet beacon, as well as a Stargate. That means the transition to Skytoss has begun. The Vipers, the most dangerous units on the field right now for herO. He gets a couple feedbacks on him, though, and could easily, I think, hold the rest of this. Well, how many lurkers? Easily is a bit much. Storms at the door, but the lurkers will start slicing through. Quite a concave there. Ooh, the Vipers on the back line. Storm melting a few more roaches and hydras. Tempest on the way for some guaranteed damage. Those get over here! Knocks out a Colossus. Slicing through the rocks will be taken down incidentally. Where are the feedbacks? He gets him, but he gets a Colossus before! Down to one, and that might be enough for Dark to make more progress here. Revelation. Still slicing through. That Colossus. Oh no. The lurkers. Where's the overcharge? There's nothing there. Down goes the Colossus. We got a Zealot counterattack, but the lurkers are slicing their way into herO's base. And Tempest again. Well, maybe the Tempest could do an outsized amount of damage, but this time around, there's plenty of anti-air for Dark. Triple Tempest in production. The charge lots are doing some damage on the other side. It looks like they may even clear up a whole base, which is something Revelation going to help against the lurkers. Oh, what do we got over here? Hydras getting chased down by the charge lots. Speaking of Hydras. Oh, Immortal. Ravagers actually throw up some corrosive vials, but able to maneuver away. 11 drones down. Dark down to a nice amount. 69 drones, but now 11 corruptors. herO only has 3 bases, but he knocked Dark off of another. He's going to rebuild some of those drones. 10 more drones in production. 11. Bunch of corruptors. We're going Tempest versus Corruptor here. Revelation. Yep, those are rocks. Always amusing how you can revelate the rocks. Pretty helpful, though. What? Oh, no. Wow. I don't know Dark even. That's like a weird... You can barely tell. Even the burrow. It's like burrowed off the edge of there. Looks like a map feature. It's a bug. Don't insult the Zerg. The feedback count is pretty damn high. Both armies are maxed out. It's a bit of a different one that we're used to seeing. Tempest versus Vipers. With a bunch of Corruptors in the mix. No Infestors, no Queens here for Dark. No Carriers or Mothership for herO. So I think that's kind of an indictment of the new Mothership. If even at this stage he hasn't even really bothered with it. But the Revelations are helping out a lot. Dark is being driven back. herO? Really working those Tempests here. Oh, that lurker's scampering around. I could use Blinding Cloud potentially on the cannons as well. Or the lurkers could just slice them up. He is taking a... He's really absorbing a lot of damage there. Yanks in a Tempest. But great feedbacks out of herO. And there's not that much anti-air. The Tempest really starting to add up the damage. He's just going for it here. Where are the Storms? He wants to get the Storms onto the lurkers, sop them up somewhat. A barrier activated on the Immortal. There's only one shield battery left on the back line. The Corruptors are closing in here. Looking for more. The Lurkers, again, looking to isolate and kill this base. Dark is bleeding on supply. He doesn't have that much economy to replace this, but if he takes down the base, he's gonna force the Storms onto the Tempest. But the Corruptors are melting, and the Tempests keep dealing the damage. The Lurkers on the base. That revelation continues. More Corruptors. Looks like a Transfuse came through, but the Templar are holding. And the base goes down with the last Lurker spine. But again, herO still has enough supply to go marching across the map and chase down the surviving Lurkers. One Transfuse. He's going to work forward. 13 more Hydras on the way. The Mothership finally joins the production tab. herO's army is the one to beat. 3 Void Rays to help melt through. There aren't Infestors here. There's only 2 Vipers left. Where are the Templar? Oh, they were merged into Archons. Where's the Parabomb on top of the Tempest? That's going to be a lot of damage. There's not enough energy on those Templar for Storm. The Tempest and the Templar are just temporary. And now the Archons doing a lot of damage to the Corruptors, but the Corruptors doing their jobs as well. Knocking down all of the Tempests, and herO's supply plummets. But he still has Immortals and Archons, the dynamic duo that historically Protoss has relied on to have any sort of stability on the ground. Dark wins the battle, but he hasn't yet clinched the war, as that was a severe loss in Corruptors. He's lost 4,000 more gas in this series. Not in this series, probably more than that, but in this game. +3 flyer attack, just kind of casually being at. Wait a second. Let's go, boys. Alright, we charge into glory. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa! Well. Finds him, slices him up. No imposters here today. It is amusing, changelings do not get the charge upgrade. So therefore, they don't keep up. More Vipers on the way. Both sides kind of going back to their corners, struggling to really remax out because the economies are not. Dark didn't have the mining bases, and herO just didn't have the bases at all. He's down to 61 probes. He's only got the 4th base fresh on mineral patches here. Dark has taken a severe income lead. The mama ship, the daughter ship. So the mothership now can use all of its abilities on a cooldown with no energy. Time warp, active cloaking field. So you can cloak for 20 seconds. She's lost the passive cloaking. And is a little bit cheaper, but has somewhat proportionally less HP and shields. 250, 250. So, -300, -300 is the new meme. Okay. A discount on, well, very key and questionably, in my opinion, it can still be abducted. So, unless you have a Liam Neeson to take it back, you get your daughter ship abducted and, you know, you're gonna have a bad time. But right now, well, the Lurker line is set up to deal with as much of this on the ground as possible. It's mostly a ground army. There's some Void Rays up in there. 7 of them. The Infestor just kind of wanders through just in time. Funk only does 25 damage, which, wait, what implications does it have for Templar? So, it still kills Templar in the same amount of hits. It just takes a little longer on the last one to do it. Templar 40-40. So, 80 effective HP. Alright, Parasitic Bomb. Time Warp on the Lurkers. But Fungal, as well as the Parabomb on the Mothership, and the Void Rays can't help but be nearby. A lot of the Void Rays badly bruised. Dark, wandering down with the Lurkers. Here comes a few Storms right on top of the Lurkers, but most of them will weather it. Level 3 Carapace, not going to help against the Storms, but everything else. The Lurker's trying to get a little closer. Activates Cloaking Field. But there are, of course, and yanks in the Mothership. Oh, the Hydras, though, will wander into the Storms, but do end up picking it off. -300. I think got a lot of progress there, but at the end of the day, Didn't make the impact. A second mothership. Well. herO, gonna try again. She did get a decent amount done. Oh. Wants to chain together some fungals. Lurkers on the high ground there. This army clearly wants to recall, it looks like. But actually moving forward. Revelation. Onto the lurkers, but here come the fungals! You've stayed too long in the wrong neighborhood! Oh no! The Wombo Combo Fungal Parabomb, and now just a few Hydras to clean up the mess. Every Void Ray taken out with ease, but in the main base, the charge lots are slicing up the hive. And Dark already restarts the Lair of the Queens. Get off my creep! But the lurkers are dunked down. Where's the detection? Where's the he has no detection! Oh no! It's a disaster for herO. He doesn't have any observers. He doesn't have any oracles. And now he doesn't have any units. Dark strikes back. And we're going to game 5. I mean, herO doesn't know it yet. He knows it. He's just... I don't know what he's hoping for here. There comes an observer. Too late. It's way too late. It's already too much damage. Look at the supply. Look at it! The lurkers just don't care. Well. What a roller coaster. This is a great series. These two know each other so well. Trying to go back and forth, outmaneuver. Both of them, I think, kind of trying new compositions as well. Just kind of limit testing a bit. Trying to get an edge that way. And the mothership... we don't need to be able to abduct it. Alright. I think it should be unabductable. Which is, just give it the frenzy attribute that the ultras have. Go, game 5, Jimmy, please. 2-2. All tied up between the... Here we go again! The tiebreaker! This is the 3rd week in a row they've faced. Dark, week 1. herO, week 2. Of course, in the Korean StarCraft 2 League. Remember to check that description. They've also faced, like, I don't know, out of the 30 or so weeks we've done it, like 12 to 15 times, so I'm not sure what the overall record is, but even more dramatic. I have no idea. I have no idea. This series has been all over the place. I have no prediction. I just want to show good games for the fans, and these two always deliver. It's just so, it's predictably unpredictable, which makes for great entertainment. We've had lopsided games. We've had back and forth. We've had throws. We've had catches. We've had rushes and macro. Sometimes both. And here we are on a cyclone. I mean, Alcyone. Very great looking map. Bit of a questionable layout. Some cool features. This will decide who wins the series best of 3 over the last 3 weeks. But this is actually, I don't know, there's been a lot of good series lately, but I do love watching these two. They've literally played each other more than any other player. Like, Dark and herO have played against one another more than either of them have played any other opponent. So, they're on the same team as well, by the way. So, a true heroes versus villains arc. Yes, Dark is the villain here. That was pretty much directly. That wasn't even implied. That was, I just said it. Did he? Why, thank you, sir. The Zerglings. Wait until the obvious cancel. Curse your sudden but inevitable betrayal, Pylon. And Dark gets in with the Zerglings. Now, is it going to get many kills? No, but it gets a full scout. Sees the Oracle on the way. herO, 4 oracles in a row. What are the queens doing here? I think they chased down the Adept while Dark was microing his Zergling. And now here we are. What will be the follow-up for either side? We've already seen the attempted queen all in, which I'm still shaking my head about that game, but I doubt. Oh, there's double gas before the. Is he showing it? Okay, so okay, we'll simmer down. Oracle 3 kills. Oh, almost that upper limit of 4 achieved. One more than last time. He's got double gas at the natural before the 4-minute mark, which means something. Wait, he's not using it though. Are you gonna mine? Is it a fake? Or are you not mining from it? Okay. No, he's mining. Okay, alright. He's got it all planned out. You need the minerals. Twilight Forge. Maybe that is just part of it. Feels very high on the gas for that, but we'll see. Lair on the way. Roach Warren. Dark playing it safe. Oracle sliding through. They're gonna see. Well, the drone's actually pre-pulled because there's no spore. Gonna burn through a few more. 3 down. A Robo Blink +1. You know what? Maybe I just don't know the build. Entirely possible. Four more gates on the way, making sure he can put on some real aggression. herO hasn't been building probes. That changes now. You want to make sure he got all the gates out. There's a prism. It is going to be some pretty heavy blink pressure. Oh, the queens. Realize maybe they should have gone for the other oracle all along. A blink all in, potentially. Huh. Oracle, find a few more. Yeah, how many gates is that total? We're looking at 7 gates. Just an odd number. Warp Prism's done. That's the lifeline to warp in the rest of the push on the fly. Roach one. Roach speed on the way. Infestation pit starts. So here we go. The queens. There's a stasis on the back line. The oracles can provide potentially a lot of damage output. Army supply is about even. +1 attack and road speed right alongside each other. Here we go. The oracles, though. 2 of them down right at the start. Mistake for herO, for sure, but are there enough roaches here for Dark? With the +1, the Stalkers are doing a lot of damage to him. Dark actually needs a lot more Zerglings, ideally. Or does he? The oracles just keep getting in the middle of the fray, and they'll all go down here. The roaches are holding, but Dark is starting to lose a lot of them. herO's done a great job, man, juggling those shields. Minimizing the actual amount of Stalkers lost. And wait a second. The drones are coming off the line, but it might be too little and too late. More drones gonna go down. He even preempts a herO, just wins. He blinks his way through. And GG. herO will take it. 3-2. 2 weeks in a row. What an unceremonious and appropriate ending that was. Oh my. herO is the victor. And will claim the multi-week series as well. Showing Protoss still has options, though Dark clearly... herO's the only player who can get in Dark's head like that. It's odd to see, but it makes for the most entertaining games. I hope you agree. Make sure to check out, it'd be awesome if you check out the Korean StarCraft 2 League if you got the means and motivation. Check it in the description, especially if you made it this far to the end of the video. Come on. All right, if you got the means. Otherwise, thank you for watching. I hope I made your day a little bit better. I'll see you next time. Good luck, have fun. Stay chill.